deserted is when you're really full. You've had way too much.
Help me, I've been deserted.
I'm deserted.
Why do you have so many candy wrappers around you? Hello and welcome to Whipped Cream Salmon. I'm your boy, Brian Basanza. Joined with me is my boy, Ronnie Sanchez.
What's up, you little cream heads?
Little cream heads. What you doing out there? Riding your car?
Driving your car, going to work.
Shopping in the grocery store? Got your little earbuds in? Your little AirPods? Maybe
That's
you got
fun.
some Beats Studios wireless Bluetooth on your head. And you're just getting your cream on.
Tell someone about it. That lady next door, knock on her door. Hey, should listen to this.
Yeah, that's really good.
Pass her one of your buds.
Yeah.
You
Share.
guys can listen to it together.
Sharing is caring. This is the podcast where we talk about all things food, friends, and fuckery. Ronnie, did you know that?
I do. Now.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Did you forget? Since last
Almost.
week?
No.
You've done 43 of these.
I know. It's crazy. We're coming up on it.
The big 5-2?
Big 5-2.
The first major milestone, other than 2 digits, and 1.
Mm-hmm.
One's a milestone.
1 was a milestone.
Yeah, we didn't celebrate it. We were just nervous, shaking in our little space boots.
Yeah. Seemed like just yesterday. You got a beer over there?
I do.
I have
already
a beer.
cracked it.
I
have a
just
Singha.
cracked mine. I got a Chang.
Yeah, Chang.
Thai Bros. Here.
We're Thai.
Tink.
Let us gingerly touch our tips.
This was left over from the 6-pack that you brought over.
We did hang out, didn't we, Ronnie?
Thank you for that. Did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Made the trek down from Charlotte. Whole Seatown.
Seatown, is that what they call it?
Is that what the cool kids call Charlotte?
They call it Uptown. Did you know that? That's
Did
something
not.
neat about Charlotte. There's a city part.
Uh-huh.
You would call it downtown, particularly because you go south to get there.
Right.
They decide Uptown is better verbiage.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe that's a noun. Probably a noun. Either way,
Some may say.
dare to be different, I suppose. I'm rude, though. I just call it downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Been here 4 years. Downtown it is.
Do the charlatans get upset with that?
Charlatans, they turn the other cheek.
Good.
That's an
As they should.
expression. I don't know
As they
what
should.
it really means. Are they turning a rude cheek?
I don't think so.
It's a happy cheek?
Yeah.
It's a butt cheek?
Even happier.
That's something I can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was fun. You came down. We fired up the Conroe grill, a little yakitori, and
Ronnie-san.
yeah, it was good. Ronnie-san, dude, I was just trying to make Takasan proud.
Mm-hmm.
Takasan is our mentor in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
He invited us back, so technically he invited me back, but I'm bringing Brian with me.
Let's go.
He's my +1.
Yes. We can all hang out in the little shop.
Fuck yeah, we can.
We can flip skewers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Drop tempura.
Yeah.
How do you say drop tempura in Japanese?
Don't know.
We got to learn that.
That's why we got to go.
We got to learn that.
We got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say two in Japanese?
Don't know.
Dose? Probably not.
Could be.
Could be.
Probably not.
Dose tempura.
How do you say on the fly?
Ordering dos tempura.
On the fly.
On the fly. Canceled. Also, we are. That was a very Yoda way to say that we're being canceled.
It's okay for you to do Yoda impressions, but I can't do a Japanese impression. Seems equally as offensive. I heard that, and maybe I have already said this on the pod, but if you're speaking to a Japanese speaker in English and they're having a hard time understanding you, it's helpful to ask in a Japanese accent or whatever you're saying in a Japanese accent. It makes it easier for them to understand what you're trying to say.
That's an interesting concept. I mean, not just in the scope of Japanese, but if you're speaking to a Spanish speaker, is a Spanish accent going to be better for them?
Yeah. Yeah, like a couple of the izakayas, I asked for lemon sour. And almost every time there was a pause and like they didn't quite know what I ordered, and I would like say it again, and they go, "Oh, lemon sour," and I'm like, "Yep, the lemon sour." And and if I just ordered a lemon sour the first time, they probably would have understood me.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting. And
is that the Japanese accent?
Yeah. Fair.
What about Japanese women?
I mean,
how do they sound?
I'm like that, but more feminine. A little.
Do it though.
Not gonna do that.
Lemon sour.
That's good.
That was pretty good, right?
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Could be a Japanese chick.
Mm-hmm. And
been told that before.
Yeah, and this is a Japanese person that I heard this from. So off the hook.
Off the hook.
Not canceled.
Also me.
Yeah, you're also off the hook.
Yes. Thanks for.
We are not canceled.
Thanks for being my little partner in crime. You know.
Yeah, dude. Anytime.
I didn't mean to call you little.
I'm your big partner in crime.
Big partner. Your big partner. Real. I'm a real boy. Let's talk about our little yakitori party. We had some fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was fun. Yeah, Sammy, she made some kind of like a pork, like cabbage wrapped pork roll.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fucking good.
Bomber.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. There's some shiitakes in there, some ginger, some onions, maybe carrot. Sauteed that together, and then with the raw pork, kind of little rolls. I didn't really help too much, but I advised at different moments. And yeah, we blanched some cabbage and then rolled them up, and then a little sauce. I heard that Ronnie helped in the sauce thickening part of the day, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, helped out with the slurry. It was a big moment.
Yeah. Did we learn things?
Bring it home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Called in the closer.
Yeah.
Showed up.
Ronnie-san.
Yeah, Ronnie-san.
Closes.
Whipped up the slurry.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just super aromatic and juicy.
Juicy.
Really juicy. Yeah, because they were kind of braised in like a soy liquid of some sort. Broth.
Mirin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
Chicken stock, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I suggested. Not sure if it made it into the final cut. Not so sure that it did.
Yeah. And then I was working on some chicken thigh skewers. And the first time that we had the yakitori party, and I know
listen up, y'all. This is important.
Yeah. Obviously there's a lot of skill involved in making these skewers. It's not just jamming the skewers on the sticks. I mean, you can do them that way, but the whole idea is that the pieces are, the same size, balanced really well on the skewer so that your skewer is not like rolling around. If you have like all the weight on a skewer on one side, it's going to flip over and it won't cook evenly. And then for you to have the skin on the chicken thighs. The first time I did it, I tried to skewer them with the skin already attached. And if you've ever butchered a chicken or like handled raw chicken with skin on, you know that the skin on top of it moves around. It can be, and so when you're cutting them into little cubes, it makes it really difficult to get them on there with the skin. So I saw a new technique where you take the skin off entirely and then cut that into strips. And then you skewer first through the skin and then through a piece of the thigh and then kind of like wrap the thigh around and go back through the thigh and then take the skin around the whole thing.
It's beautiful.
And then you can trim off the edges. And they look first of all, they look way nicer.
Gorgeous.
It's also way easier to do than the first way that I was trying to do them. And they cooked up super nice, really juicy.
Yeah.
It was fun. I'm really into it.
Beautiful little half moons of chicken thigh with perfect skin on top. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What do you get? Four on a stick? It's however many the thigh is, right? Is that how that is?
Yeah, there was like 4 pieces on each stick. You always you skewer smaller to larger. So the largest piece is at the end of the skewer.
The base.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the tip.
Yeah, the biggest one is towards the tip.
Tell me. What is the reason?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just what
you do.
It's just what the yakitori masters tell you to do.
Is there any standardization as far as what type of skewers to use? I noticed you had the little flagpole kind of skewers with that you can grip and turn.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of different types, and I'm pretty excited because I just got in a package. Do you know the shop? It's called Corin.
Yeah,
it's in New York. Okay,
yep.
So yeah, I ordered a bunch of skewers from Corin. They had them on sale, and the real like yakitori skewers, which are really hard to find in the United States. Like it's really easy to go and find, skewers at the grocery store, but the legit ones that you need, they're actually square in, I don't know, if you're looking down them a long way, they're square.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is so that they don't roll on the grill. Right. Because when you're cooking yakitori, there's like 2 rods that go across the coals, and then you balance the skewer on the rods. So the meat is just kind of suspended over the coals. So they're not sitting on like a grate or anything. Mm-hmm. And so it's important that those skewers are square so they don't roll around on those rods. Yeah. So I was really excited. And the ones I got in there much sharper. The like paddle skewers that we've been using, those things they're not very sharp.
Dull?
Dude, like sometimes like you're trying to push through like some of the like a fattier piece, like it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Especially like
dangerous.
Raw chicken's slippery and everything else. So yeah, these ones are super sharp. And they're cool. They're like raw bamboo, so they're like green on one side, because it's actual bamboo, raw bamboo.
I love that.
They're cool. I'm excited about them.
They're here?
Yeah, they just came.
Oh, you tested the sharpness. That's how you know how sharp they are.
I touched them.
Oh, yeah.
So.
You okay? You need a Band-Aid or something? He has a Band-Aid on, listening audience.
Today, dude, it's been a rough week for my... It's been a rough week for my hands at work. The Band-Aid is not from the skewers.
You don't have to lie to kick it, Ronnie.
No, I'll tell you exactly. Dude. I'll tell you exactly what I did. I ordered a scraper for the flat top at work. Like the full, like 2-handed kind of scraper.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I was unboxing it today, and then some assembly required is in like a little bubble wrap sleeve, and I reached in, and I've used these things a million times. I've never unboxed a new one. Like the one we had at PJ's, the thing was, just a piece of metal, flat metal at the end. This one I didn't realize was an actual razor blade. So I reached in the bag and I like barely touched this thing and it sliced my finger.
Oh.
So
that was rude of them.
Don't really understand why you need a razor blade on this thing. I just needed to scrape up like stuck on burger grease. Not that we don't even have burgers, but you know, just stuck on shit on the grill.
Yeah.
Don't need a razor blade. So found that out the hard way. Got a boo-boo. Now I got a Band-Aid on my finger.
Well, I'm glad you're recovering nicely.
Yeah, it just happened. So, you know, say your prayers.
Will do.
Pray for me. No, it's just been a rough week in the kitchen for like nicks and bumps and bruises and little cuts on my fingers and shit. Got some splatter burns. Some weeks they just like pile up.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the week, you're like,
also,
I'm fucked up.
Your boss's name is Nick too.
Yeah.
So it was a rough week for him. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's been a rough week for me. All the Nicks been really coming down on me.
And one of the Nicks is your boss, who's been coming down on you. Just to be clear, I have a Nick as a boss as well.
Has he also been coming down on you?
Not really.
All right, well.
It was a good week for the Knicks in my department.
Okay, good.
We're going to go to Japan Fest, the boys.
Yeah, so in a couple weeks. Well, we're actually a little conflicted. A while back, you had talked about, what's it called, Urban District?
Mm-hmm. Really cool little Asian market in Charlotte. Yeah, and they were doing are doing a Japan Fest, which I'm really excited about. And I hit Ronnie up about maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah.
When I saw the flyer. And then Ronnie hit me up this week about a different Asian food fest.
Yeah, called Dream.
It's also close to us.
Yeah, it's called Dream Asia Food Fest.
Same day.
Same day.
Let's do a little better coordinating the Asian community.
Yeah.
I would say, first and foremost.
Are you calling out the entire Asian community?
I'm just saying, you know, we need to get together and we need to talk these things out.
I mean,
you know,
I don't disagree. If they were on different weekends, I would attend both.
Right.
So
now everyone's going to suffer because they can only get half the Asian treats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people can't get any Japanese treats.
Yes, I don't know which one to go to.
Should we do both?
Do we go and just celebrate Japan or do we celebrate all of Asia? I don't really know.
I mean, all of Asia does include Japan.
It does.
So, you know, that's pretty neat. But yeah, we encourage everyone to go to their little food fests around. What's the best food fest you've ever been to, Ronnie?
I don't know, but this one does. The Dream Asia Food Fest does say that it's the biggest Asian food fest in the United States.
That's pretty promising.
A serious.
Do you believe him?
I don't know.
In Winston-Salem, North Carolina, is the biggest Asian food fest in the country.
Well, I don't think it happens in Winston-Salem every year. I think this year it's just coming to Winston-Salem. Why they picked Winston-Salem?
Oh, it's a traveling Asian.
Yeah. Yeah, it says that there's a lot of vendors from New York City that do pop-ups.
Oh, cool.
New York City. It says New York City's hottest Asian pop-ups. Wildly popular NYC vendors serving their iconic flavors. I don't know. Maybe we have to go to this one.
Okay. We can go to both.
Yeah.
Go in the morning. Get some Asian breakfast. Hit the road.
Some jok.
Jok? Yeah. Y'all know what jok is? It's more delicious than just rice.
Rice porridge.
Yeah. We had some in Thailand, did we not?
Yeah, Brian and I split a bowl of jok. It's like
it was so funny. We clearly didn't know what we were doing. Had no commonality in language between us and the people working at this place. And yeah, we're like trying to figure out even how to eat it, to be honest.
It was also like,
we didn't know what to put on it.
Yeah. It was also closing. Like, it was like the end of their like breakfast shift.
Yeah. We just rolled out of bed at 11:30.
Yeah. We split a bowl. They were like,
yeah,
we're going to split a bowl. Mind you, it was like $2, if that.
Yeah, probably less.
It was probably less.
It was probably less than that.
Okay, and it wasn't the price of it wasn't why we split it. We just wanted to try it.
Yeah, and we had a lot of tasting to do that day.
Yeah. Yep.
That was my favorite day.
Yeah. What else do you remember from that day?
That was the day that we had cow soy.
Was it that same day?
Yeah, it was that same day that we were in like that, like kind of more like just non-touristy area of Chiang Mai.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's kind of everything we did was kind of in that day. As far as like, we went to that like little market, we saw like some weird stuff. We got some pork rinds from that market with some fun green sauce that I don't really remember.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was like pork rinds with basically kind of like a really thick chili verde. And you just kind of like, it's served in a bag and you just kind of like squeeze it out onto the pork rinds. And we were sitting there eating the pork rinds. And then we were like, fuck, we need a beer with this. And then we turn around and there's a vendor that has like a little, pop-up corner shop. Sure enough, he's selling beer.
Yeah.
I fucking love Thailand.
Yeah.
And you go give them 92 cents, get yourself a nice cold beer.
It's the best.
It's the best.
Dude, whoever came up with like, you can't just have open containers walking around in the United States. That's silly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
We need open container laws. And that's what I'm running for president on.
I mean,
open container laws.
I don't think your competition's very stiff right now. So you run on open container laws. I think that's a pretty solid platform.
Thanks, man. You could be my campaign manager.
You got it.
Yeah. Open container laws and standing izakayas.
Down.
In every city.
Speak my language.
Yeah, let's go. That's what people need in their lives,
Outlaw chairs from local bars.
Okay. It's not going to be super popular policy proposal.
It's all right. Most things the presidents do aren't.
Yeah. Fair. Very fair. We were talking about going to a baseball game this summer. Ronnie
this could be breaking news to a lot of people, right? A lot of people in our lives.
Okay. We can move on.
No, we can talk about
it. Ronnie sent me tickets, or a screenshot of some tickets for a Padres Dodgers game in San Diego in August, mid-August, late August, something like that.
Yeah, and it's like August 20 something.
Fun time for baseball, and with
real fun time.
Yeah, and with all of Ronnie's recent baseball mishaps and
I know
attempts to see baseball, but not actually getting to see any baseball. We were talking about a little boys trip, maybe.
Maybe boys trip.
Maybe boys trip. Maybe girls trip.
Girls can come if they want.
Definitely burritos will be involved.
But, yeah, lots of baseball and burritos.
Hit the beach? Break out the longboard, maybe?
Yeah, we can definitely find one.
Yeah, I'll bring mine.
You have cruise. A longboard?
I got a short one. It's a short longboard, you could say. Okay. Do you remember these, actually? The Tahoe Pints?
The skateboards?
It's a skateboard. It's
yeah.
It's a large shortboard.
Large skateboard, small surfboard.
Yeah, I mean, it has wheels. Not many surfboards have wheels, but yeah, I mean, you're on the same track.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been riding that for years.
Oh yeah.
Got it on Craigslist in Truckee, I think.
Very nice.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I mean, I, spent a lot of time in San Diego. Obviously, went to high school there, and fam moved away, and I haven't been back in a while. My youngest sister is in San Diego now, so that's a good excuse to go for sure.
So we can crash.
We could potentially crash. I think she's got like a studio apartment, but I mean, she can't just say no. If we just show up, I mean, she's got to house us, right?
What, so do you, when you were there in San Diego?
Uh-huh.
Or how old were you when you left San Diego?
21, 22.
Okay. So you ever cruise down to Mexico for the day?
No, never did.
That's something that you'd like to do?
Potentially. Yeah.
Is that far? Is it like, what? I don't know what the logistics of that are.
No, I mean, it's just San Diego borders Tijuana.
Right.
So.
That's like the tourist like crazy. Like, we went to a place in Thailand called, I might mess this up, Khao San Road?
Yeah.
Khao San, which is like the most like touristy area.
100%.
That maybe we went to. Not in the sense of like, oh, there's a lot of markets and stuff, but it's like, oh, all the weird stuff you see Americans doing in Thailand, it's like blown out of proportion in this area. Because it's like, here we're going to just have scorpions on sticks for people to eat. So people can, them and their American friends will eat it and put it on their Instagram. And it's like this, I don't know. To me, it's kind of this like pretty lame version of what Thailand is, right?
Super lame, yeah.
That's kind of what I picture of Tijuana.
It could be. I mean, I don't know. And Khao San Road also is just like a road that has all these markets and stuff. Where Tijuana is, I believe, more than just a road. I'm sure there's some good stuff. Or catch a cockfight and
the donkey show.
Don't know that we need to do a donkey show, but
not again. Yeah, Ronnie's kind of one and done with the donkey show.
Not again.
Nothing wrong with how much you enjoyed it, man.
Played the fifth.
So that would be really cool. I'd like that park looks awesome, and that city. I've only been there once for maybe a day, to be honest.
Oh, you have been there?
Yeah, once. It was like during COVID.
Oh, okay.
And we drove down. We had a good time, but it was like nothing was open. In fact, there was riots in San Diego. I think it was around George Floyd time.
Yeah.
This might be like late 21 or something. Maybe not. Maybe that's 2020 also. I don't know. But anyway, like there was like a bunch of like businesses that were just closed, and there was like no one on the street, and like a bunch of the windows were boarded up in San Diego. And it's like not that big of a city, so like you kind of I don't know that you can like walk the whole thing really easily, but like
no,
it's pretty walkable for a lot of it. And we were just like, oh, there's nothing open. We just like wanted to grab a drink or even like a soda, and like there was like one bar that like was serving people outside, and then a shop or something. So we didn't really get the full San Diego experience. We really went down there. We visited Joshua Tree and spent some time with Sam's cousin who lives outside Joshua Tree, which tough place to be, man. Joshua Tree. It is. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean the park itself is really cool, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Just outside the gates of the park, I mean, there's not a lot going on.
Dude, it is hot.
Very hot.
Like we complain about hot in like North Carolina. like Aaron is Sam's cousin, and he's in. I don't want to screw this up, but I think he's in the Marines, definitely military. So he was talking about like he'd be like fully kitted up in his like military attire, like carrying like a bunch of gear on him, like full like long sleeve everything, and it was like 123 degrees outside.
Brutal.
It's brutal, awful.
Ugh.
He's also an astrophotographer. It's pretty awesome, actually, and goes into the park and like does astrophotography out there. Really cool.
That's cool.
Shout out Aaron.
Yeah, just outside the park. I mean, there's also like, it's kind of funny. There's like a bunch of like really small like storefronts, shops, and they're all like, you know, maybe they sell like crystals, or they've just got some other kinds of like weird hippie like macrame things.
Rocks. Just regular rocks.
Yeah, just regular rocks. They got the crystal shop, and then next door is just the rock store, and that guy's just selling rocks.
The quarry.
Yeah, it's just there's not a ton out there.
Yeah, desert-y, very deserty.
Yeah, very pretty though.
That's where they probably got the word deserted from, huh? Desert.
The desert. I would think so.
That's science.
I don't think it has much to do with dessert.
No, I think dessert is the outlier.
Deserted is when you're really full. You've had way too much.
Help me, I've been deserted.
I'm deserted.
Why do you have so many candy wrappers around you? You're not even alone. What are you talking about? That sucks.
I like that one.
I mean, I like getting deserted in that sense.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people do.
What's your favorite dessert of all time?
Favorite dessert? I don't know. Favorite dessert? Go-to dessert? Dude, I could... More often than not, I just want like a bowl of vanilla ice cream. I'll be honest.
Vanilla guy.
I'm definitely a vanilla guy.
Over chocolate or over everything. You like vanilla for the win. You go to Dairy Queen and get a vanilla cone.
We've talked about this. I mean, the vanilla chocolate dipped cone that's tough to beat. Now, I will get down. We've definitely had this exact conversation. I'll get down with like the Blizzard, you know, but I still want like the vanilla base on it.
Yeah.
But like a vanilla with like Reese's or something, it's pretty
good time.
Damn good. Yeah.
Sammy shamed me sometimes for just my passion for vanilla ice cream, you know?
See, I knew we are synced up.
Yeah. Do you get shamed for that?
I have been. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
People think you need to put a bunch of different shit in your ice cream for it to be good. You don't.
Yeah.
Ice cream is good.
Yeah.
You don't need much to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Agreed.
A good vanilla ice cream, it's really tough to beat.
I'd do like a topping though, or a little sprinkle here and there, you know?
Yeah, every once in a while. Actually, at one of the restaurants I used to work at, we made stracciatella ice cream. You ever had that?
Stracciatella?
Yeah, it's called stracciatella.
Ooh, I never heard that word. Enlighten me.
It's actually also like a type of cheese. And I think that they might be called stracciatella. I'd imagine that stracciatella probably translates in Italian to like maybe stringy, something like that. But the way that you make stracciatella ice cream, you take vanilla. Well, the way that we made our stracciatella, you take your vanilla ice cream. We made it fresh, and then you scoop all the ice cream out into a bowl, and you put the bowl into a larger bowl with like ice and salt in it, and you heat up chocolate. We had some really nice dark chocolate in a double boiler, and then you take like spoonfuls of it, and then you drizzle the chocolate back and forth over the top of the ice cream, and you let it sit for, I don't know, a good like 10 seconds, 15 seconds for the chocolate to freeze, harden, and then you take a rubber spatula and you slowly fold in the chocolate into the ice cream, and it kind of like cracks and breaks. You get those like nice long strings of chocolate throughout. It's so nice. It's such a nice texture in there, especially, I mean, homemade ice cream is always great, but good chocolate in there. Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, really simple.
I never heard of that word, stracciatella. I feel like I may have had some though.
Yeah, and stracciatella cheese is like, it's kind of like a shredded burrata. It's like scoopable, spreadable. Really delicious.
Burrata is just
really good.
Really good. Those of you who don't know what burrata is, bonus tip.
Do people not know what burrata is?
Bonus tip of the week. I don't know. I mean, most normies don't know what burrata is, I feel.
Stuffed cheese?
There's nothing wrong with being a normie. I'm a normie in a lot of different things.
Yeah, what's something you don't know anything about?
I don't know. Curtains.
Me too.
I'm a normie curtain person. And I'm okay with that, you know? What else am I normie at? Probably a bunch of stuff.
Oh. I wanted to talk about the skune, the skewer that we made. So
yeah. Oh boy, we almost let that slip away from us, Ronnie.
I know. Skune is like a meatball skewer, and you make it from all the trimmings. I was talking about skewering the chicken thighs, and when you're doing them, you know, if you're doing it at home, like I wouldn't think that this is very necessary, but in like good yakitori shops, they will trim after they put them on the skewer. They'll trim off the side pieces of the chicken to make them nice and square and pretty, and then also any extra meat bits on the chicken carcass, they'll scrape off all the trimming. They'll take all of that and even some cartilage, the soft cartilage, and they'll chop it all up, all the extra fat, skin, and they make a meatball out of it. And every shop will do it like a little bit differently. You know, obviously they'll all have their own recipe, but you shape this meatball into the end of the stick and kind of like a football shape around it, and you like roast it over the coals. And then once it's like mostly all the way cooked through, then you start dipping the skewer in your tare, which is that like mother pot of like soy and mirin and sake, roasted chicken bones, and, you know, roasted scallions. And you start dipping it in that and throw it back on the coals, and you kind of like rotate it and let that tare cook on the outside, and then you dip it again and you roast it, and you do it like 4 or 5 times until you get this like thick, gooey shellac of the sauce on the outside.
Yeah.
And when we were in Japan, that was like the best bite that I had, I would say. And it's served with like a raw egg yolk and then a side of the tare. And then it was like, had grated parm on the top. So you take that. I don't
think of the Japanese as much of parm people, but am I mistaken?
I don't think, but I saw plenty of cheese in Japan.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. Now, is it traditional with parm? Probably not, but Takasan put parm on his, so guess what? I'm going to put some parm on mine.
Takasan's the fucking man, yeah.
Yeah, but it had parm on the top, and then it has that raw egg yolk kind of in a bowl with the tare, and then you take your skewer and you like dip your skewer in the egg yolk and mix it into the tare, and you eat it, and it's fucking so good.
Looked fire.
And I posted it, and I was with the caption, "I just want to make Takasan proud." And guess what? Takasan shared it.
He did?
He gave me a thumbs up. He said he was proud.
You guys are homies.
Homies.
It's such a good bite that Ronnie chose to withhold that bite from our yakitori party and wait until the next night to indulge with him.
I know.
And his boo. at home without us.
I really forgot. It wasn't until...
It was intentional, and I knew it.
It was not intentional.
I didn't want to say anything because I saw it in the fridge, and I just was like, you know what, Ronnie?
You should have said something.
That's cold-blooded.
You should have said something.
I didn't see it.
No, the next day we went grocery shopping, and I went and got groceries, and I got home, and I was putting groceries away, and the bowl of the like minced chicken was still in the refrigerator. And I was like,
unwrapped?
Fuck. Yeah, it was unwrapped. That actually probably helped it out because it made it stickier or firmer, because that was I think one of the problems the first time around that we tried making that. First of all, I didn't know what we were doing. We just kind of like threw some random things together, and it just came out really dry. It was dry. This one was not dry. It was delicious. Super moist.
Nice.
Juicy. Yeah.
I want to talk about something that's kind of related, maybe, or might be related. Don't know. When I was in Cuisines of Asia's class in culinary school with Chef Chang, she's the best.
Okay.
We were making some, I think, dumplings, and we had some, and the recipe was this mixture of pork and vegetables, and there was a decent amount of liquid in there. And you put it all into the bowl, and we were like, this isn't a dumpling. It was like wet, like really wet. Mm-hmm. And we're like, you can't make a dumpling with this. And Chef Chang walks by, and she's like, oh, I'll show you, And she takes her, it's in a stainless steel bowl, and she takes her hand with like 5 fingers kind of spread out,
Yeah.
And she's like, you just need to like stir the fuck out of this with your open fingers. And she called it developing the gluten. Don't think there's gluten in there by any means, but
okay.
Somehow the friction of moving it around, probably the fat from the pork, like made it come together in a way that it was like firm and shapeable. And bonus tip number 2, wondering if that's something that is that you would do in that situation. It's probably similar.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be. Yeah, I do know that there is something to that. Like, sausage making is really fucking difficult. I don't have very much experience with it at all. I'm talking about like cased sausages.
Yeah.
Because you have to have that like perfect balance of, fat to meat ratio. And I know that like sausage makers talk a lot about the process of mixing the meat, not over mixing it, not, but getting it just right so that your sausage isn't like super dense and hard and not super loose and crumbly.
That makes sense.
Finding that nice middle ground. Yeah,
for sure. We've all had sausages on both ends of that spectrum, and they're not very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Or a casing sausage, and you take a bite into it, and it just starts falling out of the casing.
That's the worst.
Heartbreak Hotel. You're checking in.
I've made sausages like that. It is the worst. I mean, it's a lot of work to make sausage, and when you get something like that and it just doesn't work out, like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like a bunch of ground meat and a wet condom.
Yeah.
It's all falling out.
Yeah, what's great about sausage is you can just have it not in the casing.
It's true.
I almost prefer it.
Depends.
I mean, yeah, it's like, it's more useful as an ingredient if it's just ground.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's, obviously you want a nice cased up, firm wiener for putting on your bun.
You don't want a flaccid wiener in your bun.
Case it up.
We had some Chinese sausage you brought over.
Yeah, it was weird.
Those are good. Did you bring those home? Do I still have them?
Yeah, you do. They're right next to the chicken bowl.
Oh.
I think.
I don't know where those are. I don't know where those are.
There were. So I grabbed these. I saw someone pick it up at the Asian store. I was like, sure, why not? They're fully cooked Chinese sausages. So we did a little cross culture there. No big deal. Didn't really know what I was getting. We throw them on the skewers, we just did it right on the grate.
On the grate,
and they burnt immediately. They they were like Ronnie pointed out. I noticed right away too. Like they were really sweet when we tasted them. So then it was like obvious that it's like, oh, it's like packed with like sugar. And the yakitori grill is super hot, and they were on there for 10 seconds and they're flaring up and they got super black really quick, like crispy black. And you really want to cook like raw stuff on there. I thought we'd maybe heat up these like kind of short salamis on there, but I don't know. They were okay.
I mean, we could have gone about it a little differently. I mean, we didn't. The grill was fully loaded with ripping hot coals. If we wanted to cook something, like when I did burgers a couple weeks ago, like right. I didn't have that many coals in there like right. we did. You put those sausages on, like you said, they were like, there's so much sugar in them that they were just like, they were like a marshmallow. Yeah. The skin just was like immediately black. That being said, I thought it actually played pretty well because the sausages were so sweet that having that like bitter burnt exterior.
Yeah.
I mean, we sliced them thin, so it wasn't like you just had a mouthful of burnt sausage.
No, they were good. I mean, I keep saying the word burnt. They were like charred.
I thought they were really good.
Yeah, they weren't awful. Let's talk about that hot pot pastrami that I bought. So we were talking earlier in the day that I was like, oh yeah, I'll take a run to our Asian market here to get some meat to throw on the yakitori grill. And the only thing I saw that was like kind of along those lines was this. It's like a styrofoam container, plastic wrapped with, and the label is hot pot pastrami. It's super paper thinly sliced brisket. And if you know brisket, it has a decent amount of fat on it.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly like through the middle of a lot of these pieces. So, and like I say paper thin, like we're talking about like 2 millimeters thick, like very thin.
Very thin.
And we throw them on the yakitori grill, and yeah, hot grill, and fat just starts rendering super quick, flaring up. It was a flare fest.
Yeah.
We kind of learned pretty quickly not to unroll them, just kind of like keep them rolled and then like try to flip the whole thing rolled. So you don't even really get like contact with but it's fine. It's so thin. It's like cooked in like 15 seconds almost, right? Like 30 seconds, a minute maybe. And they were really good. They were
very good.
It wasn't like super presentable because like they're like falling apart and they're like you kind of end up with like a plate full of like little beef pieces basically. Some of them,
yeah.
Some of the ones that we did a better job with like held together and you could pick up with some chopsticks, but a lot of them just didn't like hold together as nicely as I would have hoped. That being said, I mean, they're kind of really good. Like that, like brisket fat rendered down, like super hot. Like that was kind of fire.
That was really good. We had some yuzu kosho, which is like it's a really citrusy, like pepper forward sauce. I don't know. It's not really a sauce. It's more of a condiment, kind of like a relish texture. Yeah. It played really well with with it.
It was good. That was awesome. Super spicy. Some wasabi on the side too. Get your nostrils all cleared out. Love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't have a lot of faith going into it when they were like flaring up. First of all, I mean, like the first couple pieces we tried, laying out. We unraveled them and laid them across the grates. They basically just melted. Like there was like nothing left of them. Yeah. But no, it did. We got it down. Yeah, the best we could, and they were delicious. They were fun. So,
great job.
Great job, everybody. Great job, everybody. A lot of fun. It's time for the idiot sandwich.
What are you? Idiot.
You stupid idiot.
I'm an idiot sandwich.
You're an idiot.
Of all the idiots, you stand alone.
The idiot sandwich. Can I just use that one that I just shared?
Yeah. Well, you wanted to say it again, or?
We just talked about burning a bunch of sausages.
Did that. They're great, though.
Do you have a good one?
Yeah. I told you I placed that order with Corin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was very excited about this. Part of using the yakitori grill, you have the binchotan charcoal, or that stuff's very expensive. What I'm using currently is called ogaton, which is like shaved wood or like wood chip pressed binchotan. The binchotan charcoal is traditionally made of like white oak, and it's roasted in these kilns for sometimes weeks. And by the time they're done, they're like 99% carbon. And when you hit these pieces of charcoal together, it sounds like glass. The stuff I have is not that nice. It still gets very, very hot, and it still produces similar quality to the real stuff. Anyway, the benefit of binchotan or even the ogaton is you can reuse the coals. And the way you can do that, you can take them, you can completely submerge them in water, but then you have to, take them out and dry them, and that's kind of a process. Or you can just put them in an airtight container, or, it doesn't have to be completely airtight, but a container with low oxygen, and it'll just choke them out, and then you'll have them to reuse. So up until, still currently now, but for the longest time, I've been reusing my charcoal by taking the coals out of my yakitori grill and putting them inside of my smoker with all the vents closed, closing it up, and it chokes them out. It's not the most ideal setup because, I got a cover on my smoker. So to do that, I got to remove the cover off that and then open that and then put them in there. And then I got to leave my smoker uncovered and potentially get rained on. So I've been in the market. I really want this fire extinguishing pot. It's like a ceramic pot that's specifically made. So it's like a handmade Japanese pot that's specifically made for this charcoal. They're really hard to find in the States. When I was in Japan, I saw one and I really contemplated how I could get it back. I looked into like the shipping of it, and it would have been like almost $200 for me to get this pot back here.
It's heavy.
They come in a variety of sizes. I found one online with Corin, and I'd had my eyes on it in the past, but it was on sale recently this past weekend. I got really excited and I ordered it, and it got to my house along with all my skewers, and this fucking pot is about the size of a softball. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. It's a slightly bigger than a softball, but it's not much bigger than a softball.
You feel like one piece of charcoal in there?
Could put like a bunch of like tiny little pieces in there, but
that's what it's for?
This one, I don't know why it's so small. I don't know. And so idiot sandwich goes to me because I didn't read the dimensions on it, I guess.
Yep.
I just figured that it was made for the purpose that I need it for.
Right.
And it just doesn't work.
How much was your tiny softball sized charcoal choker?
It's like $40. Like $40. Okay. So not that expensive, but also it's also at that point it's like, well, I could return it, but I already paid for the shipping here.
Yeah.
Which was probably like, I don't know, $12.
$40.
And then I send it back. It's going to be another $12. So they're going to end up sending me a $10, basically $10 difference back on the thing by the time it's all said and done. So now I just have this tiny little pot.
You don't really get a reverse tariff on that either.
No. Yeah. you don't get the money back. You probably have to actually pay it again to ship it back to Japan.
Yeah, the outbound tariff.
Got those.
Not many people know about that.
Those are sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, idiot sandwich me.
Okay.
Well,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Your award will be coming in the mail, as they all do.
Excellent.
Am I supposed to go?
Now we can go on to the next statement.
Okay, let's go.
Next segment. You gave a number of them. I think we're good.
Okay.
You better have a tip though.
It's casual.
Beep beep, the bus is here.
Bus.
Everybody get the fuck on the bus. It's time for the whipped cream sandwich school for cooks that don't cook good.
How do you do it? Let me hit you with some knowledge.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
You got a tip?
I do.
Okay.
This was given to me by my sweet Sammy, actually.
Sweet Sammy.
Just now.
Okay.
Just asked her. I said, hey, it's whipped cream sandwich school for cooks who don't cook good. What you got for us? She said, you ready?
Yeah.
You want to sit down?
Okay.
You don't have to sit down.
I'm sitting.
Ronnie's sitting. You can still hear?
Yeah, I got headphones on.
Okay. Ronnie can still hear. Simple as pie, baby. Let's get some oven mitts on when we're taking stuff out of the oven. I would also, I'll add towels, also acceptable. What you don't want to do is go in there with bare hands and grab something out of the oven.
That is a great tip, Sam. Thank you. Oh, God. It's so nice to finally have some contribution to the podcast. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sammy. That was fantastic.
Sammy, you went really well.
Oh, my God. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be reaching in the oven without an oven mitt or a towel.
Yeah. Or, I'll go a little further. If your oven mitt or your towel is wet, maybe time to grab something dry.
Yeah, don't use that. Okay, yeah, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
Riveting. My tip, I know we talk a lot about, yakitori on here. I got a new cookbook.
Oh, he did. That
I was really excited about. I showed Brian. It's called Yardbird. I don't think everything in the cookbook is great, but what I did think was really great was it has super detailed pictures of chicken butchery and the different kind of skewers. And I mean, yakitori uses every conceivable part of the bird. So there's things in there that I've never even heard of or seen done. And I love the way that the recipes are written in the book. So many cookbooks, it's a story about the thing and,
where your grandmother came from and her hardships on going to pick the basil and how she had to personally pick all the wheat and grind up the wheat and and this cookbook, it's clearly written by a chef, and all the details, all the recipes are written in the same way that I would write recipes in my journals at work. They're super quick and straight to the point, and they're just grams and I don't know, no fluff. Ingredients, a couple of lines of instruction, and that's it.
Yeah,
get the concept down. Don't forget the important parts of the process, and get to work.
Yeah. Again, it's called Yardbird, so check it out.
Great rack.
Thanks.
Love it.
That was the show.
That was fantastic, Ronnie. That was a fun time. I had a great time.
Me too. It's my favorite day of the week.
Me too.
Next to Friday. Or Saturday's pretty good.
Saturday's pretty good.
Saturday's good.
Sunday sucks.
Sunday sucks.
Except for it's kind of good.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning's good. Mm.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Easy like a Sunday morning.
I think our cycles are aligning once again.
Been synced up since. What do we meet?
Since birth.
2013.
Yeah.
And we were synced up then, so.
Yeah, I think we met synced. That's crazy.
All right. You guys are great. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on our socials at Whipped Cream Salmon Podcast on Instagram, or email us at whippedcreamsalmon@gmail.com. Share your thoughts with us. Send us some love. I'll leave Brian's personal home address in the description. You can send him mail, letters.
Yeah, we don't get mail here, but I mean, carrier pigeon will deliver.
Okay. P.O. Box will send you his forwarding address or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know.
Stay creamy, y'all. I love you.
Stay creamy.
I want to be on you.